Welcome back to the Circuit of the Americas, where we are enjoying a wonderful day of Mission Foods Austin Speed Tour, the final race of the year as they come up to the Mission Foods Turn 1 and the cars come out. We are looking at Group 1B as they grid up and get ready for their helmet race. And another good field of entries for this one. This is the highlight of their year for sure, no doubt about it. And the 1B boys looking to make a bit of a splash here as we get ready. Now, Formula 1B doesn't mean much to anybody watching on, so let me explain. Formula Vee racing is really what this is all about, and it offers one of the most competitive and affordable forms of open-wheel racing anywhere in the world, and has really gone unchanged since the 60s. Formula Vees rely on engines, transmissions and suspension parts found in the VW Beetle. And if you know anything about the VW Beetle, it is affordable. And that is why it became such a popular form of racing. Get the old Beetle engine, get the bits and bobs, the transmission, the suspension, and away you go. Wrap it round in a basic steel tube frame with a fiberglass body, and Bob is your uncle, as they say. So Formula Vee, that's what it's all about, and we have got some great racing to come because it always throws up really close, tight and fun racing. Lots of different chassis out there, but pretty much the same engine and setup. And these guys will go hell-bent for that you can be assured. So let's have a look at who we've got in action here. Elliot Barron is lining up in position 1 with an 11:36 in the 1B FV, standing for Formula Vee, and every one of these cars that you will be seeing is exactly that. So it's a bit of a celebration for Formula Vee, this group, and that's why we've kept it on its own, and we've got a full mark of cars that come from the early 60s through the early 70s. And as you can see, it's also a display of how the cars changed from the early 60s to the mid 70s. But really, when it comes to these small displacement cars, single-seaters like this, I've seen races all over the world for Formula Ford, Formula Vee, you name it. It doesn't really matter what the body shape is. The engines are pretty much the same. There's no real aerodynamic gain from the body itself. So you just get out-and-out good racing. As you can see, thin tyres, usually road-running tyres. They don't run slicks, so the tyres last forever as well. And so it's just a great form of going racing, cheaply and well, and it has been that way since the mid-60s. And now here in 2022, it's great to put on a good show of racing with these Formula Vee cars. They love racing here at a Formula 1 circuit. It gives them a chance to get as modern as they possibly can on what is quite literally the world's most modern track in many ways, certainly in Formula 1 terms. Yes, there are tracks that have come after it, but in the 10 years that COTA has been running Formula 1 and MotoGP, NASCAR, IndyCar, you name it, there's no question that everybody wants to come here. It has become, amongst the drivers and the fans, one of the most popular destinations in the world. So they're forming up now and starting to grid up now for the rolling start. The pace car will come into the pits, which it does, and that means we are going to be ready for racing. Watch out for Elliot Barron in that 63 Kellison Formula Vee. Watch out for Elliot Barron as well. So the Barons, in fact, there's I think 3 Barons in this race alone. So here we go. 1B, their helmet race then, as they line up 2 by 2 to head up the hill. In a moment, they'll launch off the line and head up that huge hill up towards Big Red, which this weekend is known as the Mission Foods Turn 1. Away we go then, and the field already starting to spread out, but it is the 23 who leads them into the first corner. Good start from Braddock. And a nice clean start, like to see that, but already at the front, a three-way battle starting to appear as they come under the bridge and into the S's for the first time. Now you'll start to see the suspension work hard, and this is where people can get it wrong when the tyres aren't maybe up to full temperature yet. Through comes the 96. That is John Strand in the Lynx B from 1969. One of the older cars out there. Bit of a breeze coming from that giant Texas flag as they all snake through turns 9 and over to 10. That blind crest at 10. I remember talking to Kevin Schwantz, who designed the circuit. He wanted 10 to be steeper and almost more death-defying, as it were, in terms of being a blind crest anyway. But it's still pretty heart-in-your-mouth stuff as you come over there. And there's our first look at the 113 of Hunter Barron in the Kelson Mach 1 from 1969. And like I said, Hunter Barron, Heather Barron, and Elliot Barron all out there together. So family racing, and that seems to be one of the benchmarks of SVRA, is that we get a lot of families involved. If dad's going, well, the daughters want in, and so do the sons, and it's often a full family affair. So starting to spread out now. 25 of Zachary Whitston in the Lynx B, leading the way, but it's side-by-side stuff. I say leading the way, but you blink for a second and it's changed the lead. And round the outside, but it'll become the inside. Is the number 16 looking for position, can't quite do it, into 15. Excuse me, that's the 15, of Devin Butcher in the Lynx B from 1972, pushing his way through. And it looks like we might have a safety car out already, because we've got a car, yes, and there is the caution. So already under caution, we hadn't got a lap in the books. So we pause for a moment for the action anyway, as we go under safety here in our Group 1B for Formula Vee. And there is the safety car, the Honda Civic. And if you're wondering why we use the Honda Civic as our pace car, of course, Tony Perella Holdings also owns the FR and F4 Championship, which puts the Honda Civic engine in the back of both the F4 car and the FR car. So Honda a big part of Tony Perella's holdings, as it were. And it's the 23 of Elliot Barron. That's the fourth one. Elliot O. Barron and Elliot J. Barron. There you go. And he, in that Pegasus number 23, leads the way at the moment. Barron, Boucher and Barron. Whitson, Hughes, Barron and Strand, McDowell, and the other Barron, the 114 of Heather Barron. Not quite sure what the reason the safety car is out at the moment. We'll soon find out, I'm sure, as we go through this slowdown lap or caution lap. Didn't see anything major out of the corner of my eye either, but you never know. And it could be as simple as a car just stopping on track and not able to get going again. I can see a safety truck not far away as the cars pass through it, and I think that's where the incident is. Yes, it is, and that's the reason we're under caution. So it's just out of 7, I believe. Yes. So on the exit of 7, we have a safety truck on track where a car looks as though it's gone off track for a moment. Let's see if they can get it back and running again. So the 23 of Elliot J. Barron, and the reason I'm using his full name is that there are 2 out there. That's the 85 of Madison Knox there in that lovely painted Auto Dynamics Mark II to Formula Vee. And that's the number 85, currently circulating just outside that top 15 at the moment. Good strong field of entries for Formula Vee. I saw them all parked out in the paddock in the parking lot. There's so many cars here this weekend who want to come here to COTA that we've literally filled the support paddock with Trans Am. We filled the entire Formula One paddock with SVRA and a few Trans Am cars, and these cars having to prepare themselves literally on the other side of the paddock, just behind the main grandstand. But they were all gathered together. We can see Austin in the background and the airport just in front of it, as Austin continues to grow exponentially. And it wasn't a racing town back in 2012, but it's certainly become one. And now Historics getting their time, and that silver number 23 of Elliot J. Barron. Glimpse there of the 96, that's John Stranad. And that caution is because of an incident at turn 7, where we have one of the safety trucks on track or just off the corner of the track. And I think one of those cars maybe gone into the barriers there, so they're extracting him from there. Williamson in the 103, currently in 11th. That's John Williamson in the Coldwell D13, green, white and yellow car. And watch out for him in the 103. Just ahead of Baron Fuller in the 32. And that's Cassandra Barron Fuller. So the Barrons, like I said, Elliot J. Barron, Cassandra Barron Fuller, Hunter Barron, Elliot O. Barron, Elliot J. Barron, and Heather Barron. My word, what a family affair. Now, they do take the green flag, and that was a bit of a surprise, I think, to the leader, the number 23. He thought they were going to do another lap, but we're under green. And immediately, and quick off the mark, Boucher takes the lead away from Barron. Into turn 1 goes the number 14. That's Dave McDowell in the Zeitler ZRD 06 from 1969. Just a 6-lap race, this. And so, can the 23 regain his position after not getting the restart he wanted at all? Now you can hear them clinging onto the track as the sun starts to pelt down on them and the track heats up, but the screeching of the wheels trying to give them as much grip as possible as they push these cars to the very limit. And that's where the incident has gone and been cleared away, I'm glad to say. But we are green and running halfway through this race. So we've still got plenty of running to go from the race. And the number 9 is Simon Hughes in his Lynx B from 1969. Coming through in the number 9. Bit of a lock up there. There's the 23. He's lost a lot of places, but now has come back roaring. Excellent stuff by him. So Barron takes up the front of the pack yet again, but there's 5 cars all involved in that front battle.
Yeah, and watch out for this Formula Vee. Sorry, Jonathan, I'm just joining in, but drafting is such an important part of this, as you see him ducking out there behind Hunter, or in front of Hunter Barron, because they're just drafting. And sometimes it's, look at this group of, 5 cars coming in here. That's Elliot Barron there in that 23, like you were talking about. Simon Hughes in that number 9. These drivers all from Texas, 2 or 3 different teams, but they always put on a great show. I love this Formula V field here.
Now, I just saw Cassandra Barron Fuller. Is that another Barron?
Yeah, there's many, many Barons here. They just keep coming.
That's amazing.
You can hear the tires, these bias ply tires, just squealing, just trying to hold some kind of adhesion to the ground. You know, no downforce. These cars are really, really difficult to drive. This is probably one of the most fun groups to run in.
Yeah, and I was saying earlier, the reason this is such a popular form of racing and has been through the 60s and early 70s is you got basically a cheap engine in the VW engine, but also the suspension and transmission and so forth. So it was a good way of going racing.
Yeah. Yeah, if there is an inexpensive way to go racing, this is probably it. But look at this battle right here. Devin Boucher.
Yeah, Boucher, okay.
No, it's Boucher.
Okay,
I was
Boucher.
saying it your way. Yeah, he's from Texas, so he would be really offended by Boucher.
Yes, he would. But I'll tell you what, Hunter Barron takes that lead away from him in the 113 there. They're Barron racing on the side. The Red Baron in full flight here at COTA.
And these two are really good friends, having the time of their life, and they'll do things with each other on track that they might not do with somebody they don't know. So look for some really good, clean, close racing between Devin and Hunter.
And they are pulling away at the front too, these two. Now, earlier in this race, before you came in here, it was the 23, that led. Elliott J. Barron had led, but at the restart, lost a lot of ground and is now down in 5th place.
Yeah, but he'll figure something out. He always figures out a way to get up there and maybe pass his son Hunter. And where is the other Elliott Barron? Is he out there?
Yeah, there's two. Elliott Barrons
There's
out there.
Elliott O
and J.
Yeah.
Not to be put together.
So there's a father and 2 sons out there. There's some daughters. It's all over the place. There's Elliott O. Barron in the number 110. Look at them just sliding through, giving these brakes all that they can, because it's just the front and rear ends of Volkswagen Beetles from back in the day.
This is a huge circuit for them. This is great. So side-by-side action, a little bit of drifting about to happen. As back to the lead goes the 15 of Devin Butcher. Butcher in a 72 Lynx B. And there's another look at the 23 of Elliott J. Barron.
Now, Elliott is wearing our gold helmet there. I'm not sure if that's
is
from last year. Maybe to put on a little bit of pressure. You can see a little bit of oil as he's shifting. Not sure if the valve guides are coming a little bit loose there or not. I mean, that's pretty common in these cars, and they're built to the nth degree. But look out for that number 9 of Simon Hughes to move up. Simon Hughes is usually really fast. When he sees the white flag, it seems like he can find another little bit of speed in that car.
Yeah, you're right. I hadn't spotted that gold helmet. Yes, that's definitely one of those, isn't it?
Yeah, so it looks like Devin is ahead of Hunter as they come into turn 20, the Andretti turn. And then Elliott Barron has dropped back quite a bit. Elliott J. Barron.
Still nothing between the leaders, though. And we're running out of laps for them on track. They get a very small 6-lap race, but it's enough to create some good racing for sure.
I don't think 6 laps feels small in these cars.
No, I bet it's a workout. The 14 is Dave McDowell in the Zeitler ZRD06. Takes a look at his mirrors and he'll see that the 49 of Stephen Hild in the RCA Formula Vee is right behind him in the white and green.
It's a pretty car. Look at that, some of the old style.
Yeah.
That's a Caldwell D13, a really famous Formula V car.
John Williamson at the wheel.
As they come through the Bell Helmets S's section here, as they're racing for a Bell helmet. And right now, Hunter and Devin are having quite a fight up front to see who goes home with that Bell helmet. And knowing them, if they go out to dinner together, one of them will probably be wearing it just to rub it into the other one that he won the championship this year.
Well, there's our first glimpse at Heather Brown in the 114 in the Lynx B, all red car.
1969 Lynx B. Heather's a very quick driver. And all of them wrench on their own cars and each other's cars and the customers' cars. They usually bring about 10 to 12. The Barons bring about 10 to 12 different race cars with them. And Elliott O. Barron is kind of the driver coach in this group of Formula V's with the SVRA group out here in Texas. SVRA is the great vintage racing club right out here of Central Texas, and the Barons, that's kind of their home club, but they were with us at NOLA, they were with us at Chattanooga, at Indy, and here.
We just saw a quick glimpse there of Cassandra Barron Fuller, and I guess that's the married name, Cassandra Barron, her original name.
She's in a 63 Autodynamics FV.
Yeah. We're on the penultimate lap here, and we've got a good race for the race win. It's spread out after that, 4 seconds between the 110 in third position of Elliott O. Barron in the Kellison Formula V. But it's Boucher versus Barron for the win here.
Wouldn't you love to see Hamilton or Verstappen
racing
in one of these to see how they do?
I bet you they'd love it too.
I think so, yeah.
In all honesty.
It is.
That's Dave McDowell? No, that's Dave McMasters. David McMasters in the Zinc Formula V.
Lots of red cars out there.
Well, we've got the Red Barons out there at the moment.
Yeah.
Great shot of the amphitheater there. I've seen many a great concert.
Look at this. Here's the lead as they come into the shade. Devin Boucher is right ahead of Hunter Barron. And Hunter, I would say, would tell you he might be in the catbird seat. You might want to start the last lap just drafting behind somebody so you can make that move. And Devin's having to drive in his mirrors, trying not to make a mistake here. And this is for the helmet. This is to quiet Elliot J. Barron, who's out there bragging wearing his helmet. I'm sure he wears it to family dinners. Well,
the question is, where do you make the move? Now, in normal most racing here, I would say that it would be at 11, but with these tiny cars on this huge track, it could be anywhere, couldn't it? And you can see it starting to get a bit leery.
I think strategically, he's going to want to make that pass at turn 12 and then try to hold it off.
Yeah.
Or to quote a Texan, strategery.
Yes, exactly. It's a new word. It's not in the Urban Dictionary yet, but it will be.
Look at them using all of the track. These cars are very difficult to drive. If you want to get good at driving quick, race for a season in a Formula Vee, and anything else you get into will feel really easy.
Yeah, exactly. Coming down to 11, this is an overtake position, but he's done a good job of holding him off as Boucher. But now this is where surely the 113 of Barron, Hunter Barron, is now hunting down Boucher for the win here, and more importantly, the gold helmet.
Can Hunter, the Red Baron, hunt Devin here as they're side by side, Jonathan, coming into 12?
Great. Well, I said 12 is the obvious, and they are side by side, but who's going to break late? They're looking at each other. Mm-hmm. Who wants it bad? Lean forward, guys. It might help. Well, they're neck and neck still as they turn into 12, and they're side by side. Absolutely superb. But somehow, some way, Hunter gets through in the 113 and leads into the stadium section, and that always bodes well.
I didn't think he had it at the turn there, at turn 12. I didn't think he had it, but somehow he had it side by side. Devin and Hunter, really good, clean racing. But now, look for Devin at turn 19 or 20.
And you can still hear the wheels squealing as they come out of 15 and into the complex. Under the tower for the last time.
Look at the camber on those rear wheels. That's crazy.
Well, he's still got another chance to have another go. Has the 113.
I think he's going to look at 20.
Here we go. It might be even 19. Left side by side again into 19 now. Oh, there's one more overtake, or has it? Or is there? From the drone, you can't tell, but I think the leader's kept it in. So who's going to win this one? Last corner, out of Andretti they come, and they're side by side again. It's a run to the checkered flag.
It's the second line.
Oh!
That might have been the best race of the day, ladies and gentlemen. Formula Vee never disappoints here at Circuit of the Americas. I don't know.
Yeah, Boucher got it.
.040. That's like no. Like, I can't even clap that fast.
Blink your eyes, you'll see it.
Look at that. I don't even know if they know who won.
No, I don't think they do, but it is the 15 of David McMasters. Of Devin Boucher. Excuse me.
Oh, my goodness. And that is good reconciliation for Devin. Last year, he was disappointed with his finish, thought that somebody had done him wrong. So I think we're about to crown him the gold helmet. So good job, Devin, keeping your head down. Keeping Hunter Barron behind you is very difficult, especially coming into the last lap like that. And, man, Formula Vee is so much fun to watch.
No question about it. So that concludes 1B. Great racing all the way through that one. We'll take a short break. We'll be right back from the Mission Foods Austin Speed Tour after this.
Hungry for SVRA action? Well, the best